When I was a kid, I always thought about this: what happens after life? Are we dead for infinity? Are we reincarnated? Are we getting in heaven? What is happening? And there are so many different possibilities. We have no proof for anything because we're currently living here and we don't have any other perspective on life. We have spirituality, we have philosophy, and we have atheists that are thinking that we're disappearing after death. And what is right? What is the true answer? I think we cannot give the real thing. We can just talk about what we are believing and what our own experience is saying, what our families taught us, and what we think is the most possible reason, depending on our experiences. And in my childhood, I had this thought about that we are on this planet for like 100 years, and then we're gonna die, and we are still conscious, but we're just in this infinite something. We don't even know what this is. Maybe it's heaven, maybe it's just a dark existence in the universe. And this is kind of frightening if you think about it, because infinity is so fucking long, it's so crazy. Think about it. So I always had this thought, okay, when this is our one-time shot on Earth, then we have to enjoy it. But what is happening afterwards? We only have this 100 years, and then we are dead. And we still remember this life, but we are in this position that we cannot do anything about it. We're just dead. And this is for infinity. We're dead for infinity. But what is infinity? Then I thought about, okay, but after a few million years something should happen, right? No, nothing is changing forever. And you always have just in your memory this one-time shot. And this is wild, because let me make it more visual. Let's see, what do we have? For example, this thing is our life, and this line is going into infinity. This was the only chapter we were conscious. We had possibilities to live our dreams, and afterwards nothing is happening. We can just remember about this. And yeah, we have no proof about this. I also don't think that this is the reality, what's happening afterwards, because when you believe into something, then it should be something that's making you happy, that gives you some hope. Because otherwise, what is this everything about? Because if everything is dead for infinity and we cannot change everything, what is it? Why should we then be happy on this existence? So, yeah. Why did I tell you about this? Why is this maybe important? I think infinity is a crazy concept. And yeah, there's also no proof if the universe is even infinite. So let's just think about this concept. And yeah, what I learned about it is that we have to be grateful about our existence. Right now we can change everything, but at the same time, this infinity just doesn't feel good. And as I said, I don't think that this is reality, that we are dead forever, nothing is happening. Maybe there's a heaven, maybe there is something that we're reincarnated, maybe there's something completely else we don't think about. There's so many possibilities. But this concept of infinity is crazy, and I like to talk about it because it's a deep topic. I think everybody also has its different perspective on it, because it's such a huge thing. We don't have any proof about it. We can just guess, we can make our own experiences and believe into what we think is the best solution. But why am I talking about infinity right now? So I just saw this documentary on Netflix like a few months ago, and it was about infinity, about what this universe is and what infinity means, what infinity gives out of possibilities. And there was this one concept of a cube where an apple is in. Okay, this is pretty easy. And this apple was existing in this infinite box. It cannot get out, and it's existing in infinity. What's happening in 100 years? The apple's gonna rot. Then maybe you have, after a few thousand years, dust in this box. And after a few billion years, we just have this little atoms sprinkling around in this box. But what's interesting about this is that this box doesn't have an infinite amount of places where these atoms can go. So we have infinite time, but non-infinite places where these atoms can go. And if you think about this concept of infinite time, then at one point in the future, one atom or all the atoms will be in the exact same spot then in the starting. So there will be an apple again. But what does this mean? It gives us proof, if infinity is existing, that everything is gonna happen again. Everything in our reality are atoms that are in one place. For example, this little wooden things, the forest in general, my existence, this phone, your screen, whatever where you're watching me. And this gives us the possibility that the universe is just one possibility of this universe. So there can be different dimensions, there can be different possibilities of this one moment, and this is the crazy concept of infinity. And if we think about this concept about the apple, then the box where the apple is in is the universe. The universe is closed, so nothing can get out, but it's infinite, it's just a theory. And at the same time, we are the apple, we are the materials in this universe. And this is nice because it makes me joyful when I think about that there are different possibilities of my existence, of our lives, of what we are doing. And it's also much more better than this feeling of we are dead forever and there's nothing to change about our existence, because then we have possibilities. Then in other dimensions we can do different things, and in other dimensions there are also happening crazy things. For example, if you get creative, smartphones are made out of cheese in one parallel universe. In another parallel universe, cats are living on the moon. And in another parallel universe, we don't even know that we exist. Or in another dimension, in another universe, you like this video. So go for it, make this dimension to your original. Yeah, this is a nice concept and you can really get creative about it. But why am I sharing this? I think you can get very creative about it. I like this feeling of infinite possibilities, what we can do. You can think about what will happen if you act different right now, if you did anything else in the past. And I think this is also connected to the concept of the butterfly effect. I don't know if you know that, I'm also gonna explain it. The butterfly effect means that every little thing we are changing, or every little act we're doing, has a great impact on the future. For example, when I'm waving around right now, then the air is circulating different, and maybe this little movement makes this cloud move to a different area, and then there's a tornado building up. And this is the concept, that this little wave of butterflies' wings or whatever has the possibility to create a tornado in the future. And you can spin it around at different things. There was a nice movie about it, and this makes everything crazy. What changes in future if I don't do this video right now? What is happening in the future when I'm not moving around these sticks? What's happening in the future if I'm stopping this video directly?